Okay, radio. It's already 1 a.m. here, so let's check who's in here like right now. Oh my fucker, I'll only be with myself. Okay. Okay, what now? I'm bored. I'm bored. What should we do? Wacha lingangu 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 liguli wacha lingangu 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 liguli wacha lingangu 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 liguli wacha lingangu lingangu. Yeah. Okay. What now? Lingangu guli wacha lingangu lingangu. I should change the title. There. Okay. My internet's still okay, still okay, still running, still running. Still, I think still one viewer here, only me as broadcaster. Still waiting. Oh, I forgot to turn this on. Yeah. My back. Wait. Did I have a little bit delay? I'm still, there's no drop in frame. It's delayed of 5 seconds, but I don't believe it's 5 seconds. Users, oh, okay, hello Blight. I think I saw you. I just randomly like checked the users in chat and I just saw you. Hello Blight. So yeah, hello. Dun, 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 dun. Hi Onyx, I'm about to pass out, but just wanted to drop by and hope you have a good rest on your stream. Yeah. Good rest. Alright. Have a good dream. So yeah, have a good dream, and since you're about to pass out, so yeah, have a good dream, have a good rest, have a really nice rest. And yes, see you soon. I don't know what to say. I'm bad at this. I'm bad at picking words, man. Stop. Thank you. Get some good rest too. Yeah. have a really nice rest and really nice dream, Blight. See you soon. Someday, another day in the future, son. Oh my god, I'm yawning. Oh my god, it's clearly 1 AM here, and I haven't. And yeah, I think I just got up since 5 hours ago, so I'm not that completely tired. I should move it here. There, so I can see right directly into the chat. God. Because I don't have like double monitors or some things. I don't have double monitor. I don't have a secondary monitor. I completely only just like have one monitor in my laptop, and that's it. I don't know how to connect it to my phone because I use my phone to like the face track. So oh god. Alright, waiting for your. Oh my god. Alamak. Okay. I don't know what to do anymore. Oh my god, the cables. Oh shit. Kinda wanna join the others on Discord, but at the same time I'm live and I do it in English and they hardly ever use English, so and I'm afraid that it will fuck up the stream because they like can't speak English. You feel there's a lot of people on Twitter, they like to like follow me or some shit, but at the same time it's like I don't know if it's like bot accounts or something, because they're like, oh, I open commission and this, but it looks convincing, but at the same time I know that this model is like either Feroid or they took it like from, I don't know, something something in Nico Nico. Anyways, stream. I don't know how to deal with the chat. How do you add like the stroke in the chat? Let's check it out. EP chat box. Yeah, Twitch. What in the world? This is 30 and it's hardly ever visible, so I think I'm just gonna raise it up to 50. How do you turn on the strokes? Like for real, how do you turn the strokes on? Okay, so I'm gonna save the settings. And I'm just gonna type testing. Okay, that's quite big, but I need the you know, the background such. My nose. I don't think if anyone's online, so should I post it to some social media? And yeah, I bet they didn't notice it. I bet. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I think let's just open Opera. Yep. I know it's really small, but yeah. It's better than nothing. What's not the chat? That's the chat box. Where's the key R? Yep. I think I need to move these up. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I hope. Okay, put it a little bit up. No. Okay. I think that's way bigger. That's way bigger. That's way bigger. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, what should we do? What should we do? Is there anyone watching yet? No, there's still me, only me. Okay. Let's see what's on the red play. Bum 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 bum. Is it okay if I like, you know, play something like, I don't know, copyrighted music or some shit? Will it like fuck me up? Ah, did you get my mouse? Fuck. Damn it, my mouse. Okay, what should we watch? I don't know what should we watch anymore, man. Yeah. Ah, got my nose. Okay, I know this. I think I'm on full volume for the desktop, and I don't know if it is low volume or some shit. I don't know. I'm gonna check the filter. Bruh. Okay, that's wild. That's big. Bruh. What should we watch though? But I don't want to get like, you know, fucked up by the copyright system, so I need to choose wisely. What day is it? It's okay, it's already Saturday, but Saturday morning. Should I play games? Should I like play games or some shit? Ah. I don't know anymore. I haven't watched Megalopolis, but I heard it's going to my local cinema, so I'll be waiting for that. Should I even watch it, man? Have you guys? I don't know. It's great. My god. Oh my god. What should I even watch anyway? I don't know. I'm bored. Yeah. I don't know, boy. Let's see. God. Final Fantasy. Who should I even watch? Is it okay if I like listen to music or some shit? I'm afraid that I'll be like struck. I'll watch. She's watching shit. Okay. Have you guys watched like the new Kanye feed? The Kanye video like with Miles and his children, like North and Southwest. I believe it's Southwest. It's like like Northwest and Southwest. I know North, but I don't know who Southwest is. I think he's the younger one, but yeah, I just know like how many kids that Kanye have. I know that Kanye have kids, but I just know like the names now. Sorry. Okay, so who's seen it? Because I've like seen it like for a bunch of. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times, but I like, how do you say it? I've seen it like on like Instagram first, then go to Twitter, and there's a lot of it, but every time I see it, it's always like it feels AI generated. It feels like AI generated. Even like the first video is AI generated, like for sure. And the first video, like this is by Miles, but this one is. I was hoping for like, oh, they're going to vintage mode or some shit, but when I watch it further, feels super AI. Look at this one. Okay, this. Okay, this. I think this is real footage. I believe, like shit on green screen shot. Okay, I think that's 3D. Yeah, I think that's 3D. Okay, yeah. I don't know what. Okay, this is complete. Okay, that shit. This shit right here. This shit right here is completely AI generated, like for sure. Okay. The reason why I call it that, because if you watch it like on the 1080p like me, like you can see the shit of first kind of downscale. Maybe the render is some shit, but I don't know. But when I see the hands, when I see like, oh my god, capture cursor, yeah, it's capturing cursor. When I see the arms right here, the hands right here, like where this is going, this is not a pedal. It's like this is circular. If they're adding this into the circular like steering wheel, it's not gonna make any sense, because this feels like it goes with the circle, but this one doesn't. So I don't know, maybe design choice or some shit, or I don't know. I think that there's a little bit imperfection, but this is a noise imperfection, not a render imperfection, because lighting in that part of metal should be like completely flat, maybe like a straight line something. And yeah, the fur feels like noise generated for sure. Look, yeah. Okay, this is also AI. That shot is completely AI. This shot is completely AI. Because like the perspective, yeah. Look at this shit right here. This too sharp. Am I lagging here? No. Okay, good. These shots, if this is a 3D line render and they have a lot of blur on it, it will be a blur or some shit. But this feels like a lot of imperfections. Feels like this is going sharp, going smooth. I don't know. Okay, let's see more. Yeah, the perspective of the car. The perspective of this car feels like shot in 35mm or maybe 55mm, but when it goes back, it feels like it's shot like maybe like around 75 or some shit. And yeah, also this color doesn't even match anymore. The color is it's like becoming one in something, and yeah, you can see the artifact right there. And it's pretty smooth to be a render. It feels like a much more denoise. Yeah.
Put some hot sauce on my Doritos, baby. Some hot sauce on my Cheetos, baby. Why my feet smell like Fritos, baby? Do you want some tacos, baby? I'm not Superman, I cannot see.
Okay.
Why my feet smell like?
Yeah, this feels AI too. But this one is a really good AI render. Like the motion, they got the motion. So even though it's a little bit stiff, but it's still a really nice movement. But despite this AI, yeah, this is all. Those two funny for AI. Wait a minute. You can tell this is definitely AI, because where the fuck is this motherfucker going? Like, is this a green screen or something? I don't know, but there's interaction right here. And also, what kind of gun is this? What kind of gun is that, man? It doesn't even register as a gun. Like, what's the functionality of like being a little bit to the left right there, where the scope is up there? If the scope is right, like into the left, into the right of the character, yeah, it would make sense. But what the fuck is this? And yeah, you can look at the teeth also. Okay, the first makes sense. The first host makes sense. Go right there. Where's the second one go? Also, what are these two even doing here? What kind of car is this? There's no reflection of someone inside. It's just empty blank space. Where's the driver? Where's the driver here? Where's even the driver here? This is trippy. Okay, this I think that's AI Unimiles. Because the color here is really flat. If it's a 3D, like, the artist would make sure like there's context shadows right here. If the light comes from here, there will be a shadow behind it, but this is way too flat. Yeah, right there. Wait. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's another 4. The camera shift. There goes another one. Where did this one come from?
And you know me, I'm the bomb. I'm the.
What? The fire is not even blooming. There's no glare in the fire, and there's no like distortion or halation. It's just, it feels like a comp, but yeah, this is AI generated. So what the fuck?
I'm the.
What kind of drift is that, bro? What kind of like drifting is that shit? That shit is drifting like, damn. Oh my god.
bomb. And you know me, I'm the bomb.
Yeah. Also, yeah. You can see the shape is shifting. Like the shape keys is everywhere. This is not even perspective shifting. Like boom, there's no line there. Boom. Now there's a line over there. Where the fuck this guy come from? Yeah, also it feels like a picture moving, and because this is perspective, doesn't feel like this perspective of this line is not even moving. There's two different kinds of smoke. Like this is the smoke that comes out from the tires. But what the fuck is this?
Me, I'm the bomb.
And that smoke right there should be the big one, not that shit.
Bomb. I'm the bomb. Ohayo gozaimasu. Konnichiwa.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna turn my brain off and think that this is all AI generated shit. So anyway, let's just listen to the songs.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Konnichiwa. Watashi no wai wa no su-chan. Watashi no wai wa no su-chan. It's Chicago, you know, 101. I like to have fun. I like to go to the beach. I like the sun. You know it's shy. I only wave when I'm telling them bye. I said bye. Goodbye.
It's fun.
What are you about? Because
There's too many reverse.
Shy out. I like to have fun all day. There's only one thing to do. It is pray.
So yeah, that's completely AI generated. That's number one. That's number one. And also, like, the song itself, it's a banger, but it's not that typical Kanye stuff. But the song, to me, is pretty mid. It's pretty commercial, like any song that you either will hear in a club or such. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. There's not anyone watching me right now, bro. Damn. Let's see if there's anyone here. Bruh. Bro. Bro, is my chat like lagging or some shit? Just bro. It's just bro moment right here, right now, and then checks out the card does by others, and I just saw that feed, but I haven't finished it. All I can say, it's just like welcome to the club. I have autism, you have autism, he had autism, I have, like, I'm maybe more into like a high functioning autism, like what they call for Asperger. Yeah, but yeah, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, Jack. Okay, what does this mean by Jack is desperate?
Karena memang kalau dihitung-hitung gaji honor ini kan hanya seberapa. Kalau teman-teman banyak sih yang berhenti.
It's been a crazy, insane, totally unhinged.
Wait, I need to refill my mug. Shite. Got some water. Oh god, I just hurt my back a bit.
Like past 72 hours. Between the Kendrick album coming out, we got the Squabble Up video too.
I've seen Kendrick Lamar's Squabble Up video, and that shit is a banger. I haven't finished the full album yet, but that video alone, it's a bop. It's really a bop and really like entertaining shit. And there's a lot of things that like more into like a West Side American culture that I'm not American, so I don't know a lot, but I do dig. I do love the music video for sure. Okay, what's the video?
I just got out my review, which was just massively long, big undertaking. Oh, look, an entire lawsuit, rather a verified petition, coming from none other than Drake. Now, the lawsuit isn't against Kendrick Lamar specifically, rather Drake and his Frozen Moments company are suing UMG, his record label, and Kendrick's record label, UMG, as well as Spotify. And we're gonna go over the claims right here, right now.
I'm not gonna comment anything yet, but I'm not gonna comment anything yet, but what the fuck? Mostly when I hear like rappers suing the company or some shit, it's basically a payment problem. But I don't know what's in this one, so let's pause.
Now, the lawsuit here, before I get into it, has not been well received so far. Many people are taking to the internet to call Drake a Karen, or... Of course
they're not gonna take it so well, because like what happened in the past few months, because what happened in like in the past few months, especially now, like looking back, like what the fuck is this motherfucker even doing, bro? They're just dropping music, disc on Kendrick, and then Kendrick pull up with a banger, which is not like Cosmic the Grahams, and I think it's 6 a.m. in LA or some shit. But maybe that's Drake or some shit. I don't know, but Kendrick Lamar dropped some bangers, and Drake took the L. He took the L. And from what I remember, like Drake dropped the final music, Kendrick hasn't responded, and then Kendrick like opened up like a listening party or something. I don't know what it says, but he played like Not Like Us for like couple times, and it opens up with Dr. Dre saying, "I see that, people," and like, he just took the massive L for this year. And also he dropped a music video like maybe like a week or maybe 2 weeks after. But that shit right there is why Kendrick Lamar is on top on this, like, for now games, like for now in the rap game, and Drake right here is really desperate. I never really liked Drake. I never really enjoyed Drake's music. Even though like the only thing that I enjoy from Drake is actually like his collaboration with Travis Scott, and I'm there just for the Travis Scott part, not the Drake part. The Drake part is pretty shit. Yeah.
Or somebody who is crying foul for no reason, or at the very least being hypocritical on some level, because Drake being signed for years to UMG as well, and you know, really being that huge flagship artist when it comes to commercial hip-hop success. Chances are, if Kendrick Lamar has received some kind of behind-the-scenes industry push for his music, some inorganic plays, Drake's probably received the same treatment at some point as well. Regardless, though, let us get into the lawsuit. Quick shout out to our sponsor, though, in this video, the good people over at Factor. Here we go. As the internet's busiest music nerd.
Skip. Shut the fuck up, Skip.
And here we are, here we go. We have the petition right in front of us. Let's take a look at it and find out what exactly all the hubbub is about. Why is Drake filing this petition? Okay, nature of the dispute. In this memo to staff reflecting on highlights of 2021, the CEO of UMG, Lucian Grange, remarked on it being harder than ever for artists to break through the noise. 60,000 songs.
Oh yeah, for your info, I'm not like a huge nerd in music. I'm more into movies, series, animated stuff. I'm not a nerd in music culture, so whatever comes to my head is probably gonna be like the most normies shenanigans.
Songs are added to Spotify every day. Yes, you know, I believe I've talked about that at some point on YouTube or on social media, but yes, the major labels for a minute have been basically complaining that it's difficult to put their artists on in this very saturated age of music. We also have Spotify being the world's most popular audio streaming subscription service. As of the end of the third quarter of 2024, Spotify boasted more than 640 million monthly active listeners, active users, and 252 million subscribers. Spotify pays music companies like UMG for the right to license songs so it can play them on its streaming and subscription platforms. That is true. In 2023 alone, Spotify paid more than $9 billion in royalties to music labels and producers. Hip-hop is one of the most popular genres on Spotify, amounting to nearly a quarter of all streams on Spotify globally in 2023. We're essentially just laying out the facts and everything here. What essentially is going to allow Drake and his legal representation the ability to kind of paint the picture that they want to paint here. Spotify and UMG have a long-standing symbiotic business relationship, which is kind of the case with all of the major labels, frankly, and really like the #1 issue with how music streaming services are operating right now. Like, you know, you're friends with the middleman, and you have this ability to sort of like game the market along with the middleman, because the amount of stores, quote unquote, are so homogenized now. You know, prior, you know, years ago, before radio stations were all bought up and music stores were plentiful and all over the place, like it was difficult for labels to all kind of collectively have the same sort of very specific very specific control
what the fuck?
That they have over music streaming services now. The influence that they have over music streaming services now is really kind of like unparalleled, because you know, again, there's not a lot of operators, and there's not a lot of competition in town. You've only really got like a few different platforms to work with and, you know, muscle into doing and pushing what you want them to do and push. UMG, as one of Spotify's earliest supporters, entered into a multi-year global license agreement with Spotify in 2020. UMG and Spotify collaborate on strategic marketing campaigns and products, and in 2024 announced an expansion of their strategic partnership, through which Spotify will amplify music discovery and social interaction and enhance fan experiences across the platform for UMG's family of artists and songwriters. Based on UMG's financial reporting, Spotify paid UMG around $2.28 billion in 2023, which amounted to 19% of UMG's total revenues in 2023. So we're making the case that UMG is essentially in on this game with Spotify to push certain artists, push certain songs, whatever it is UMG wants to be hype and get out there and turn a profit. But the thing is, again, like, Drake is a part of the UMG family. The thing about this petition is that I think there most likely will be at least some validity to it, a kernel of truth, because, you know, botting streams and inflating streams for a while has been like this open music industry secret that everyone...
Okay, from what I heard, like, from what I understand, like, artists, especially beginner artists, like, they will buy, like, listeners, like, even for indie artists, like, some of them, like, they pay for a lot of listeners to listen to it, because, I mean, that's how they, like, how do you say it, pulling audience, because, like, some people in general, like, when they hear new artists or something, they will like even though if the song is good, they will look at it and then they just look away because, like, there's not a lot of viewers even though it's that good. So what would, like, newer artists do, they will, like, buy viewers. So fuck. Okay, where was I? So, like, small indie artists, small music makers and some shit, they will buy, like, listeners, so, like, they will get the engagement will rise up because, yeah, there's a lot of people listening even though it's bot. If it works for them, it's working for the engagement, and that's always going to be a problem in any kind of industry. either like in the gaming industry, really not gaming, content creation probably, but music making and social media at least, because, yeah, some of them also buying followers because they know, like, they need that for the engagement. Okay, continue.
Everyone sort of, like, acknowledges is happening, be it artists, you know, be it Spotify itself, you know, putting out a language sort of saying, yeah, we're gonna get tougher on botted streams, there's gonna be bigger penalties and so on and so forth, and yet, you know, there's, like, no big giant shining examples of this happening, at least, like, not on the level of a Drake or a Kendrick, and if it is happening on that level and it is being pointed out, certainly nothing's being done about it. Like, what Drake is doing here, whether it's well-intentioned or not, does have serious implications for the future of the music industry. Honestly, we have all of the you know, sort of, like, cited works over here for pretty much everything that's been said on this page, Music Business Worldwide, universalmusic.com, so on and so forth. Streaming is essential to UMG's current bottom line and its future business strategy. In a report related to the third quarter of 2024, UMG noted a nearly 29% year-over-year decrease in downloads and other digital revenue because of the continued format shift towards streaming. That is true. UMG's long-term strategy relies on accelerating the growth and monetization from streaming and streaming subscriptions. That makes sense. Streaming is pretty much the new way of things. In 2024, UMG did not rely on chance or even ordinary business practices to break through the noise on Spotify and likely other platforms. It instead launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airwaves with a song not like us in order to make that song go viral, including by using bots and pay-to-play agreements. Okay, everything happening up until this point, everything Drake's legal is trying to get across is like, here's the context. This is the context, okay? Talks about the license, exclusive license. On information and belief, UMG charged Spotify licensing rates 30% lower than its usual licensing rates for Not Like Us in exchange for Spotify
playing Valorant next to
affirmatively recommending the song to users who are searching for other songs and artists, so on and so forth.
Wait.
And, you know, also...
Okay. There's someone playing Valorant next to my door, and I don't want to bang on them. I don't want to, like, punch the wall or some shit, because I know, like, I'll be ruining his time, and I'm also enjoying my time right now, so I don't want to destroy his. So yeah, continue. Shit.
So again, It's not like Drake's music doesn't get shoved down people's frickin' throats on Spotify when he has a new release out, when he has a new record out. But I'm kind of digressing here. The point that I want to make here is that this is not the full context. Like, to act as if Not Like Us was just released out of the blue for no reason with, you know, not even any awareness of its, you know, incoming release. I mean, it was a surprise diss track. It was an extra one. It was another one that I think a lot of people didn't see coming necessarily. But, you know, for anybody who is watching this video, you're probably screaming right now thinking like, wait, wasn't the biggest rap beef of the past several decades occurring in the midst of this song release? I mean, I suppose it's not out of the realm of possibility that, you know, UMG did something to sort of like incentivize Spotify to prominently display the song and make it more likely that people would stumble across it. But like portraying the release of the song in this way is a lie. Like if Kendrick released a...
Okay. So the thing about Not Like Us, for what I understanding, is like what Fantano said, like it's come out of the blue because back then, like I think like a couple of months ago, it was like a beef like between songs and it was unaware to me. I was unaware about anything that happened, and yeah, Kendrick just dropped it out of nowhere while Drake like gives signs or some shit, but Kendrick is just like boom, music, the thumbnail is a threat. That's from what I understand about it. But pointing out like it's bot play and such, it's not bot play, because at this point a lot of people is on the Kendrick side. And Drake's side is pretty much like ups and downs, while Kendrick stay on top because like what Kendrick knows, like if you want to beef in the game, you need to be like either be a banger or like just straight out punching back. Because what Drake did and what Lamar did, Drake is just saying this and that, and don't forget the AI voice allegations, and Kendrick just paid out like, yo, what the fuck are you doing this, that, and blah 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 blah. And then don't forget about Future and Metro Booming. The Future and Metro literally collaborating with a lot of people who had problems with Drake. Like for sure, it's not just like one artist to another. It's just like the whole country against one artist. And right after Not Like Us came out, it's just global phenomenon. It's really fun. It's really funny to see like how Drake's condition right now, because I think I'm gonna pull out a Tyler word. Maybe like his obsession is to be like this, but right now we're just seeing Drake crying inside.
The track, really any track in the midst of this very heated beef with Drake, which was covered across the internet, drove so much interest and so much traffic. Some of the most popular videos and well-trafficked videos I've put out in the past year are about this beef. Like, nobody needed, okay, to be incentivized to be like, oh, yeah, the Kendrick Drake beef, and what's, you know, maybe I'll check that out. You know, it's, oh, yeah, oh, the Kendrick Drake beef, and what is that? Is that a type of steak? Is that this petition acting as if the release of the song had no context and that there would have been no interest organically in listening to it is preposterous. Like we can't just simply paint this as a situation where, I don't know what, Kendrick is some like lowly obscure indie artist who nobody's ever heard of, and UMG's like taking a chance on him, and so as a result he's like just gonna drop his song out of the blue, drop his record with no promotion, and UMG, instead of coming up with a PR campaign, they'd be like, oh yeah, don't worry about like getting your stuff out there, we're just gonna bot it again, as if like there was no.
Okay, also from what I remember, like Kendrick, when he dropped the disc, like he puts like copyright free, despite your content is gonna be like boom, your content have this music. Kendrick like didn't like strike it because Kendrick know like a lot of people will like talk about it, and I believe like Kendrick tell the UMG about it because like UMG like hardly ever like strike the video when they talk about Kendrick's song, because they know that a lot of people will talk about it, and a lot of people want to learn about this rap beef culture. That's a W way of Kendrick, from what I understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong about it.
Discourse or conversation or hype on the internet around the topic this song is related to. If this song wasn't pushed to people, if this song wasn't shoved in people's faces by Spotify, nobody would have wanted to hear that.
No.
Nobody, a Drake like, diss song. Who wants
I know Kendrick's shit
that's
from YouTube. I hardly ever open up Spotify. I only open up Spotify only when I go to school.
Be so for real. Moving on to the next page, UMG nor Spotify disclosed that Spotify had received compensation for any kind in exchange for recommending the song. On information and belief, Spotify pays UMG licensing fees through wires or mails. Okay, well, wait a second. Time out. While this agreement could have existed, and I don't think it's fair to smaller artists, that there are, labels and potentially bigger artists like cutting these sorts of deals in order to kind of get their music out there. These kinds of arrangements have been a thing. Even Spotify in the past is like, a tease toward the idea of like, we'll give artists the opportunity to have their music pushed a little further on the platform if you agree to take a smaller cut of streaming revenue. Like, this is not really a new thing or an illegal thing per se. Okay. I'm sure maybe more nefarious stuff is going to come up later in the lawsuit, but this is a claim that, again, sort of sounds...
Okay. From what I understand, like, about the cutting revenue in like the streaming services, like from what I understand is like, at least from what I watch like from Adam Ruins Everything, I don't know if his source is correct or not, but a lot of like artists, especially newer artists, they can't live with their music in like Spotify and such, because mostly they're living out of like sponsorship, mostly sponsorship and concerts, because that's how like they generate a bunch of money. I think J. Cole write that shit in his like album such, when he start dissing out to these mumble rappers. Those mumble rap I was saying about mumble rappers again. Okay, let's say about mumble rappers, because at that time there was like the thing called Fuck J. Cole, what I remember. I really don't know the context, but most of the songs like back then it's just like rappers new to the game and they just spend out on literally everything, but they hardly ever like can pay their rent. And Spotify I don't know how Spotify revenue works, but like basically the artists, especially new ones, cannot live like from their music because of the cuts, especially cuts from the streaming service and cuts from the label. That's from what I understand.
Sounds like at this point, unfortunately, you know, kind of typical music industry practice. And, you know, also, again, most likely there are Drake records, loads of different mainstream artists who have seen similar benefits due to deals that their label on their behalf may have cut with Spotify in terms of, like, you know, pushing releases that they have on their roster out there. UMG, directly or through Interscope, also conspired with and paid currently unknown parties to use bots to artificially inflate the spread of Not Like Us and deceive customers into believing the song was more popular than it was in reality. Bots are software programs designed to mimic human behavior to appear.
Okay. Back when the beef starts to come out, like, I remember a lot of people clown on Drake, and even like some of Drake fans start to turn their wheels up, turn their steering wheels up into Kendrick Lamar, because they know Kendrick Lamar drop bangers. Like, then, like, what the fuck did Drake do it?
To be real, social media accounts, so on and so forth, just kind of like explaining what bots are. To achieve 30 million streams on Spotify in the first day of the release, Not Like Us, with the goal of jump-starting the song's spread and turning it into a crazy hit. What are you quoting? Jambisco Dawn, Kendrick Lamar exposed by DJ Academics, and okay, this is the source. This is the source over here. A social media user and DJ Academics. That's the source. On information and belief that UMG hired other unknown parties to use bots to promote Not Like Us and also inflate the streams of the Not Like Us music video, which UMG first published on July 4th, 2024. UMG appears to have used similar tactics with other streaming services. On information and belief, UMG paid or approved payments to Apple to have its voice-activated digital assistant Siri purposefully misdirect users to Not Like Us, which, yeah, there were some people who, like, posted streams or sort of not streams but videos online asking Siri to, like, you know, play something, and then it would, you know, jokingly redirect them to Not Like Us, which, you know, could have been a purposeful thing, could have been a joke thing, could have been a behind the scenes, you know, people screwing around. You know, either way, it's like a weird kind of glitch, it's a weird bias, but, like, it may not have necessarily been, like, nefarious. And, you know, what claim Drake's company has to you know, sort of fix this or take issue with this, I don't know. Other online sources reported that when users asked Siri to play the album Certified Lover Boy by recording artists Aubrey Drake, Graham, Siri instead played Not Like Us. Well, I mean, yeah, it may have sort of been like a bit of a mistake with the fact that, like, that was a really hot, popular song at the moment, and those lyrics do turn up in the song. Which does contain, yeah, those lyrics, an allegation against Drake, which, again, notably, this suit is not this suit is not a defamation suit. But okay, yeah, we have news articles here, sort of like confirming the Siri playing Kendrick Lamar track. UMG engaged in similar pay-to-play schemes to increase their airplay of Not Like Us on the radio. A petitioner obtained information from a third party indicating that at least one UMG employee made payments to an independent radio promoter, which that's spelled wrong. That should have been fucking fixed, serving as an intermediary who had agreed to transfer those payments to certain radio stations and or radio station employees. These radio stations subsequently played or caused to be played Not Like Us without disclosing that they had been paid to do so. This practice is known as payola. It is prohibited by the Communications Act of 1934, and yet it continued wildly through the 2000s. Drake is going back to upend unfortunate music industry practices that, you know, despite legal bills passed to prevent them, yeah, they still freaking happen, and has been the subject of regulatory scrutiny by a number of executive agencies. Yeah, in 2006, the UMG, of course, was doing it. While historically payola has been thought of in terms of paying radio stations to play songs, in February 2020, the Federal Trade Commission released guidance stating that by paying an influencer to pretend their endorsement or review is untainted by a financial relationship, this is illegal payola. On information conviction and belief, UMG employed a similar scheme by paying social media influencers to promote and endorse the song and video. For example, por ejemplo, petitioner understands that UMG paid the popular NFR podcast, which has nearly 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, the NFR boys, and over 330,000 followers on X to promote Not Like Us and its video without disclosing the payment as a part of its deal with UMG. In a sea change of UMG's internal policy, UMG removed the song's copyright restrictions on YouTube and Twitch, thereby whitelisting the song for the first time in UMG history, while further incentivize influencers to spread the song. Yeah, I mean, artists and labels all the time, or at least it's happened quite a few times, they will whitelist a song in order for, like, you know, people who do reactions to, like, react to it without their, like, videos being demonetized. I mean, you know, you could argue that this is the first time UMG has done this, but this is a thing that's been done and it's not like illegal. And if there is like some kind of endorsement or payola going on here, what's the amount of money that's being exchanged here? What evidence do you have of money changing hands? And that's not to sort of like cast total doubt, because look, you know, these industry offers of, you know, hey, we'll pay you to react to the song and do this and that, they happen. I get those fucking emails. I mean, I always turn them down, but they exist. They're there. However, I would have a hard time like believing with all of the fervor and all of the hype and all of the discussion around Not Like Us that like UMG would be like, please, NFR podcast, this Not Like Us track, nobody's talking about it. It's totally obscure. No one's even aware it's out. Can you please let the public know that Not Like Us has been released to the internet? If you don't, I feel
that's not how it happens, right?
No one will know that Aubrey Graham
when
is
they drop Not Like Us, it's just like boom.
PDF file downloader.
It's just boom.
Like,
it's just a blast.
What reality is this petition living in? I mean, again, it's not out of the realm of possibility, because, you know, I do think labels paying influencers to react to tracks, to comment on tracks, it is a thing. It's just funny, this insinuation that, like, you know, if not for this YouTuber with 300,000 subscribers, who would even know about this track? I don't know, maybe the tens of millions of Kendrick Lamar fans across the planet. Maybe they would know about it. I guess we have a little tweet here that Interscope reposted. Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us becomes the fastest rap song to reach 300 million Spotify streams. Took only 35 days. And of course, like, yes, allegedly a fraction of those streams are fake. Like, even if 30 million, that 30 million number, like in the first 24 hours was like totally fake. I mean, the rest of them, are the rest of them botted too? Are they all botted? To date, Not Like Us has almost 900 million streams on Spotify and holds the record for the biggest single day streams of a hip-hop song.
It's a banger.
And the most streamed diss track in Spotify history. Not Like Us has spent 27 weeks on Spotify's City Chart and for City Chart for New York City, which ranks the weekly streaming popularity of songs by users in New York. Within its initial release, Not Like Us broke the record for the most streamed song in a 7-day period with 96 million streams. Man, Drake's company is just singing Kendrick's praises over here. And again, like, no consideration, no possibility that people are listening to this song because they like it. Or even just straight out of hatred for Drake. I mean, it's funny that
I listened to it, like, for your info, I listened to Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us like a bunch of times because, one, I don't like what Drake did, like, in the game, especially in the rap beef game. I don't like what he did. Second of all, I don't enjoy Drake's music, and the third of all, Kendrick's music is a barrier. It's just tons of barriers. Like, right, like in the beginning, I only know like Kendrick Lamar like from the Black Panther soundtrack and like Humble. That's what I like. Why I listened to him at the first place. I haven't listened to his like new album like a few years back, and when the disc dropped, I start to listen like to previous like Kendrick music Kendrick's like musics previously, before Black Panther, before everything, like to Pimp to a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City, I start to listen to those, and for the most part, I listen to Kendrick because I enjoy his shit. And when I try to back and forward, like I listen to another Drake song, it's completely like made me like I want to go to sleep. Like, what is it? The only banger that I listen from Drake like over and over and over is only like Forever. And I'm not there for his verse. I'm there for Kanye's verse, for Lil Wayne's verse, and from Eminem's verse. I don't listen Forever for Drake. I listen Forever for the features that he include there. That's different. I listen for that because for the features. I listen to Kendrick because I like what Kendrick did. I like what he pulls into the table. Okay, anyway, continue.
You know, Drake fans will sort of like, you know, push the narrative that like, yeah, people only like this song because they hate Drake. Everyone's a Drake hater. Everyone who listens to the song is an op. That's the only reason people like the track. But even the suit doesn't even really acknowledge a reality in which people may just enjoy the song. They may just like it, or they may just dislike like Drake. No, it just all has to be sort of, you know, fake and shoved down our throats. UMG schemes to artificially inflate the popularity of Not Like Us were motivated, at least in part, by the desire of executives at Interscope to maximize their own profits. UMG executives have an annual incentive program pursuant to which they are rewarded for meeting and surpassing sales and profits projections, among other metrics. Okay. The incentives are largely based on the specific UMG division rather than the performative UMG more generally. Okay, again, even if this is true, in most cases, Drake's music would most likely apply. Are we going to sit here and delude ourselves into believing that like all of Drake's fame is like totally organic? It's not pushed by or supported by the industry in any way whatsoever. Like Drake is just this independent artist who has no promo arm whatsoever. There's like, you know, no interest.
Okay. The difference between Drake and Kendrick is that like Drake mostly like giving clues along the way, but Kendrick, like especially now, Kendrick, he hardly ever like drop any like snippets. I mean, there's a snippet in Not Like Us for his next album, but most of all, like Kendrick hardly ever promotes it, like now at least. And when it's dropped, it's just like, hey, look, I'm dropping this shit out. Like out of the blue, like no rain, no wind, boom, explosion. While Drake, like he give like clues, like boom, 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 and then Kendrick, bam, pow. Let's continue it.
Just in record labels and streaming services, like getting a certain amount of streams, pushing a certain amount of sales when a Drake record hits, even one as mediocre as Honestly Nevermind. There's no incentive, there's no wish for Drake to see commercial success when he drops a record. Of course there is. So any incentives that there would be for, you know, the label to be like, oh, well, you know, this album, it's got to hit a certain amount of streams, it's got to hit a certain amount of sales, or else, you know, this or that, or we're not going to hit this, like, you know, profit goal, and so on and so forth. Like that applies just as much to Drake as it would to Kendrick, as it would to any other major UMG artist. You know, let's like also broaden this out a little bit, because, you know, what's being claimed here doesn't merely just apply to one guy or two guys. It applies to many different music acts across the mainstream. Petitioner has received information that UMG has been taking steps in an apparent effort to conceal its schemes, including but not limited to by terminating employees associated with or perceived as having loyalty to Drake. Indeed, UMG has demonstrated that it has no interest in taking responsibility for its misconduct. Over the past several months, Drake has repeatedly sought to engage UMG in discussions to resolve the ongoing harm he has suffered as a result of UMG's actions. UMG refused to engage in negotiations and insisted that UMG is not responsible for its own actions. Instead, UMG has pointed the finger at Mr. Duckworth, insisted that Drake should initiate legal action against Mr. Duckworth instead, and even threatened to bring its own legal claims against Mr. Duckworth if Drake were to pursue claims against UMG. Whoa, that's some odd inside baseball. Drake is not going the path of least resistance, I guess. Streaming and licensing is a zero-sum game. Every time a song breaks through, it means another artist does not, which, I mean, okay, again, does Drake not count? Does Drake not count? Are we really arguing at this point that, like, Not Like Us being popular is Kendrick taking shine away from, like, you know, the humble underground obscure rappers and artists out there who nobody's heard of before, like Drake? As far as I'm concerned, with UMG, both Kendrick and Drake are taking up time, promotional muscle, and a bunch of other stuff that, yeah, sure, other artists could be eating up that time. Other artists who could use the money, could use the exposure, could use the career boost. I mean, again, this applies to both of you guys. As much as I enjoy Kendrick's music, as Drake is a Petitioner's sole owner, and Petitioner owns the copyright of Drake's entire catalog, Petitioner suffered economic harm as a result of UMG's scheme, and it's also being filed as like a RICO thing. So it's not even just sort of, you know, a regular, normal sort of petition or suit, you know, be it fraud or, you know, claiming damages or something like that. Drake is going full RICO. This is organized. You guys are colluding over here illegally, which frankly is
okay. So if this actually happens, like, okay, from what I understand, like, Drake tries to pull a stunt to Spotify and UMG because they promote Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us more than his like versions of the rap beef, while ignoring the fact that Drake pulled the most absolute weird shit stunt ever. Like, I mean, his latest, like, diss track to Kendrick, it's kind of a banger of itself, but yeah, it's also like metaphoric. But before that, he used AI voice. I mean, that's what I understand from the first of the beef, and now he's tried to go like suing everyone in the game that for using Spotify and UMG. And from what he said, it's going full RICO, but he cannot go full RICO because he needs to face with Duckworth. And if this actually happens, he needs to fight Duckworth. And at this moment, Duckworth, I don't know, like, who Duckworth is, but if he goes to Duckworth, Duckworth's gonna ask for like protection, and this protection is gonna be the whole game in the country again. Like, This is such a man-child work, man. This is a man-child kind of shit.
Is crazy. Petitioner has a viable cause of action for civil RICO with predicate acts of wire fraud, mail fraud, and or bribery for UMG's payments to unknown third parties in the form of reduced licensing fees to Spotify. However, Petitioner requires additional information in order to frame this complaint and satisfy the heightened rule, pleading standard applicable to complaints. Apologies for cutting that off. Complaints sounding in fraud. Specifically, Petitioner requires information about the method by which the third parties were paid in order to determine which underlying predicate acts to plead, and requires information about which benefits were conferred upon UMG in exchange for the payments. In exchange for the payments. Additionally, Petitioner lacks sufficient information to identify the third parties who acted in conspiracy with UMG. So, you know, we're kind of like pushing in a RICO direction. And if this action does move forward, presumably there would be some kind of like, you know, mutual process of discovery. It's like an inference of collusion. and there would be exchanges of emails, legal documentation, so on and so forth. And, you know, in the midst of that, there would be some kind of like a revelation or uncovering of, you know, supposed truths, you know, the argument that Drake and his company is making over here. Now, the thing is, like, you know, in the process of discovery or up to, you know, the point at which some kind of like legal discovery process would happen, a lot of parties end up sort of like settling something, or, you know, will find a way to kind of come to an agreement because they would like to avoid the potential of, you know, anything kind of like coming to light. Because if this suit does actually go to court, a lot of things would be like, you know, kind of ripped out of the closet, not only in terms of like Kendrick and Drake, but like, you know, probably numerous artists across the music industry. If there is some kind of like greater scheme of like botting and paying Spotify to push stuff and so on and so forth, it would all be exposed. It would all be, you know, sort of like, you know, brought into the light, which, you know, despite Drake obviously being in his feelings and being a whiny baby and taking this whole thing like way too freaking personally, it would actually be like a really great net positive to come out of this situation if in fact this suit does go that far. Now, I think the likelihood of it going that far might be kind of difficult. A judge might throw it out. UMG might find some kind of way to settle. Drake might realize that he's bit off a bit more than he could chew, and he'll change his mind. Either of those.
This is why a lot of people, like, especially if they into hip hop, they always gotta be say this one thing about Drake. Drake is a fan. He's the fan of the game, and after like hearing Fantano yell about this, I came out to the conclusion that Drake is still a fan, and if Drake did this and won, like, the rap game's just gonna be a really weird place, and it's not gonna be like community thing anymore. At least that's from what I'm understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Those things could happen. Even if Drake is right, even if what Drake is saying here, he has a point. Like, at the end of the day, he most likely has seen at least some of the benefit of a similar kind of push, a similar kind of behind the scenes promotion in order to make his music as popular as it is. And all that would result in is like some kind of like mutually assured destruction between him and between Kendrick and between UMG. Things wrapping up toward the end here, but for the most part, that is pretty much this petition, all of its major claims. So pretty big dump, pretty big bomb dropping over here, pretty big claim on Drake's part. And look, again, I understand how optically this looks for Drake right now, but truth be told, again, the botting thing has been an open secret in the industry for quite a while now. There most likely is some validity to the claims Drake is making right here. And, you know, if UMG is to sort of like fold under the threat of these claims because they're afraid of having to expose what would come out into the light if Drake pushed this all the way into court, what exactly would Drake be owed in the midst of all of this? Would it be some money? Would it be a sorry? Would the label have to post a video of you know, them beating up Kendrick Lamar, like, oh, you're a bad boy? In the midst of me shooting this video, a second Drake legal hissy fit has hit UMG. Yes, Drake has put down another legal action where he is taking UMG to task, not for the botting, not for the artificial inflation of Not Like Us, but defamation, which is something that I may get into the ethos of in another video, but to put it short and bluntly, to, you know, kind of top this particular piece of content off, bro, you entered a rap beef. You knew hatred and mud were gonna be slung in both directions, and you involved yourself anyway. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'm sure you will over here next to my head.
Number one, he entered the rap beef. Number 2, he attacked the wrong person. Number 3, what the fuck is this movie? This is not a part of the chess, man. You just pull out a fucking gun to the chess battle. Ah, man. I'm glad that I didn't listen to Drake. I'm glad that I don't listen to Drake anymore. This is weird. This is fucking weird, man. This is fucking weird. Okay. Alright. Anyway, where's the key art? I think I'm gonna put that there. I know there's gonna be a lot of negative. I know there's gonna be a lot of negative space here, but I'm just gonna leave it anyway. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Let's see how many people actually. No, I think there's only one. There's only one. There's only myself here. Okay, but so. Yep, it's already like 2:30 in the morning, and even though I just got up, like you can tell my voice that I'm really tired right now. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and yeah. Thanks to Sleepy Blythe, the only viewer in this live stream free talk stuff. So anyway, I see all of you someday, another day in the future. Cheers and up. Bye bye.